and Cartomancy. I'm here to do your September reading. This September is a 9-9. So September's the ninth month, and we're in the ninth year. So there is definitely something coming to completion. 9 really represents completion, but not the end. It's the last single digit, the largest of the single digits before we are renewed, before we move on, before we make a change, a choice, something. And this is a double 9. So this is significant. So all year long, you've been preparing for this time of the year. And also you've learned a lot. You've gained a lot of experience, and you've learned a lot about yourself, or you realize there's knowledge, within you. And so now you're ready to change, move on, move forward, develop something new. Excuse me. 9 is also attaining knowledge, and it represents the dragon. That's right, it's wise and spiritual energy. The dragon is very spiritual, very powerful, and magical, so I think some magic could happen at this time, and I just know that you're opening some new door. In a way, doors will open for you. you know you should move forward with any ideas you have, or any plans you have, or whatever it is. This is a time to move forward. The sun is definitely a doorway. All right, it's a golden arch kind of thing. And in the angels and ancestors deck, which I'm using right now, you had 4 cards drop out, not just one but 4. So first of all, you got the sun, and that is about things are brightening up for you, opportunities, doors are opening. It's a successful card, but it says follow up on things that you've been thinking about, planning, ideas. Then you have great teacher, and this is about your energy of realizing your knowledge and experience, and now sharing that with others. It's a sharing card. It's where we share what we know, okay? And could be spiritual as well, life lessons. It also says you have the elder, which means move beyond boundaries. And this is usually boundaries set by our ancestors, where they thought we'd get in life. And we're moving beyond those now. We're not living within those limits of other people's ideas of us, right? And that's part of that knowledge you're gaining. And then you have the sage, be devoted and committed. So whatever you're getting into, whatever you're opening up, beginning, doing new now, it says to be devoted and committed to it. Part of this is how you live, not just what you're sharing, but you're the example, you're the mentor. You also have the Page of Cups, or the Four of Cups, and the Page of Cups. And the Four of Cups is where we have a belief. We hold this one cup, and we have belief in it. We have an idea of what we want, and this is in relationship, usually some sort of relationship. But others might start, butting in, interfering, something like that. And you shouldn't listen to everything everybody has to say about what you're doing. Again, you're moving beyond boundaries, okay? And I feel like these people could be trying to set boundaries for you. This is in family, at work, in friendships. So, I feel like at this time or lately, you've been really focusing on yourself, and your relationships with other people. You're doing something different, something new, okay? but you start from the self, not in a selfish way. It's in a healing way, in a humanitarian way, in a way, in a way. And then you have, so that was the Mythic Tarot, and this is the Morgan Greer Tarot. You have the Four of Swords and the Temperance card. So after a time of withdrawal, where you may feel vulnerable, you may not sure what your next steps are, you're kind of trying to figure out your next move, but not feeling completely confident about it. And then you move into the Temperance. You're wanting to create more balance in your life. You're also wanting to take steps up in your spirituality, add more spirituality and maybe creativity into your life. A Temperance is the balance. Like in a recipe, we use just a teaspoon of that, but we use a cup of this, and we use a dash of that, and we use a half a cup of this. And it's the right combination of things to make this great recipe. And there's so many, right? But so you're trying to get the recipe right here, not kind of just adding things and substituting things. And you're trying to get it right this time, I feel like. Okay, so in the body of the tarot, in the recent past or in the past, I kind of feel this is connected to the ancestral limitations, this Eight of Swords. So others telling you what your limits are, maybe even saying things, well, I never thought you'd be doing that. Like, I never thought you'd get that far. And in some ways you have been doing it too. You've accepted their idea of you. You've accepted their theories, their predictions, whatever. And I feel like you're getting out of that now. You're finally able to accept who you are. Your um potential. You believe in yourself and your potential, along with your limitations. Like, that's okay. I don't have to be perfect at everything. I like who I am and what I'm about to do, and I believe in myself. You believe in yourself at this time. You're shedding those old clothes, you know. Um, So then you have the Ace of Pentacles with the Three of Pentacles. So you have a good idea, some good ideas. I think you have something that you want to bring forward. You want to develop, make it better, improve it in some way. I feel like you could be doing some sort of collaborating with others. You add this piece and they add that piece and they add that piece. So I feel like there's collaboration in some way. And it's definitely something you are looking forward, excited about developing. And you feel good about it too. You feel confident, you feel like what you're doing now, right? And you also have the Ace of Cups. So two aces after that Eight of Sword, when you're able to say, you know, you don't know everything about me. I have a lot of things, and people don't know everything. It's not that you're secretive, but there's so many things that you've done and experienced and been through and survived that they don't know your whole recipe. There's a lot of ingredients in there. Anyway, I feel like there could be some jealousy or envy going on here. I feel like someone's not telling you the whole truth. They may be withholding things. They may be trying to um, like take some of your energy. Basically, they're trying to take some of your energy. I don't feel like they're being honest. They could be trying to take ideas of yours, but they leave evidence of it. You can tell by the way they're acting. There's paper. You might find the paperwork. You might see a comment online or something, and right away there's something fishy or something's changed anyway in that relationship. Okay, something's changed and you don't feel like you completely trust that person, but I feel like you give them love anyway. You just don't um you don't act like they're acting. You know what I mean? You give them love anyway, and I think you kind of just let them go. If that's the pattern, the road you're on, then you go ahead. I'm still here when you get back, when you're done what you're doing. Okay. Kind of like that. I feel like it's grounding emotional energy. Feels like the home, the rock, home free, can always come back. Okay. So you could be offering that to someone too. You could be offering them a place, a couch, a room. But like I said, I feel like they're not telling the whole truth. I think you're aware of it though. You're aware of it. So in the present, you have the sun for the second time now. The sun, and there's the doorway, there's the threshold, there is the horizon that you are about to walk toward. You're the horizon just over the hill, and now you're on your way into where it is. And it's going to require a choice, or it had to require a choice. You had to pick to go there, really. This is going to cause growth for sure, expansion, taking an idea, a thought, a wish, and expanding it, really making it more, much more than it is right now. Or, you know, whoever is doing it now, you're going to really take it somewhere, okay? Um, you may have a partner doing this too. Someone may be partnering with you, or you're partnering, but it's really good. And then you have the Page of Pentacles and the Sun for the third time. This is the third time you've had the Sun, and 3 is a multiple of 9, right? So here is success again. Here is the couple staring at each other again, like in the Lovers. There's connection there. There's some sort of connection with someone, or you're trying to make connection, perhaps. In the Page of Pentacles, there is the student. Okay, I think of the student when I think of the Page of Pentacles. Someone who wants to learn, someone who's just starting out. Like if you see him, he's in front of all these fields, okay? And he's just acquired these fields, and he's thinking, I'm going to plant everything. I'm going to be so successful. Well, he may planted just a bit more than he can keep up with. This is a lot of work for one person to keep up with. So that shows his um immaturity, kind of. Not that they're acting silly. They're dreamers, right? They see the big picture right away, even though they're not ready for it. I don't have any farm equipment, I only have a hoe. How am I going to do this? So anyway, but you are going to be successful. Maybe, just slow down a little bit, do one thing at a time, because that's the Page of Pentacles. They're learning so much at once, all at once. And then you have the Devil and the Hanged Man here. So there could be some sort of temptation around you. The Devil represents a person, um, or a habit, something that you fall back on when you've put too much on your plate with this Page of Pentacles. You really get excited and want to do everything at once. You get too much on your plate, and then you're like, oh, I need a break. I deserve something because I've worked so hard. You know what I mean? And then you get tempted into those areas that are not, that's old patterns again, right? But the Hanged Man also could be a person, or the Devil also could be a person around you, and they are lured in by temptation of some sort. Could be gambling, drugs, drinking, eating, getting in trouble, who knows. And I feel like you have felt like you can't do anything, you can't say anything. They need to go through this cycle. Like, it's hard to fight the devil, right? When the devil's in someone else and or in ourselves. And it's hard to fight the devil because they offered this euphoria, like when you're drunk, you just feel so good, you can forget all your troubles, or when you're stoned, or when you think you can win some money and change everything for yourself. Whatever the comfort, it's a comfort kind of feeling. So it's deceiving because it's so comfortable. And so uh, at that this time, you don't feel like there's anything you can do. There's nothing you can do to get away from the devil. There's nothing you can say. You're kind of stuck there right now. You're not, because with the hanged man, they also talk about the horizon. The hanged man only needs to turn around and he can see a different view of this altogether. Okay, but he's hanging there with the tree behind him and can only see what's right there in front of him and is not really looking at the whole picture, because there is something you can do. And in the future, you have the Knight of Swords with the Ten of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords is very quick, very fast action. These are very smart. These are the twins, the Discordy twins. They're very quick-witted, sharp, really, get the job done. And the job could be something strategic, like planning. It could be some sort of communication. What's communicated could be a lot, very quickly communicated. But anyway, it's definitely taken action. And so this is something successful. Again, the Ten of Pentacles represents success. You've made so much money, or recognition, perhaps. And this could also be in self-development, because pentacles are a lot about our bodies and our health. And so you're improving something in your body, in your stature, in your security, in your stability. But this guy's got a brick uh, house and the two flags, a wife. He's got it all right now, right? It's very successful. So whatever this thing that you're taking action on, that is, it could be about information, communication, strategic plans, but it's really moving forward with it, okay? And then you have the High Priestess and the Knight of Rods, another knight. And then this Knight of Rods is also very fast, very determined to accomplish their goal. And their goal is more creative. They have an idea that can be developed into something. It starts with a seed and it grows into something more. So they can see ahead that growth, that possibility, and they really want to take the action on it. They're very action oriented. I don't want to talk about it. The Knight of Swords wants to talk about it, wants to figure it all out. And the Knight of Wands wants to do it. Let's do it now. Okay. And so this may happen over the winter time, because we're moving into fall now, and then comes the winter. And in the High Priestess here in the Mythic Tarot, this is about Persephone. Persephone, she's um, the Empress's daughter. Okay, and the Empress is Demeter, and she is in control of all growth on Earth. And so Persephone is her daughter. She gets lured by the devil to come and see where he lives, and because he's very charming, sexy, and is a good talker and makes it all sound really inviting. So there's luring happening there. And so Persephone goes down in there, and she stays for quite some time, even though it's dark and, not very pleasant. She really likes this guy, the devil. He's really something. And so when her mother comes looking for her, and to come back up to Earth. She figures he's stolen her, and so because she had been down there such a long time, the devil now had Hermes had some sort of right over her. And he said, but she ate while she was down here. If she didn't eat, she could have gone back, no problem, but she ate. And they said, what did you eat? And she ate 6 pomegranate seeds. That's it. So because it was a 6, she would spend 6 months of the year down in hell with the devil, with Hermes, and she would spend the other 6 months of the year with her mother. So when she comes home, her mother brings spring and summer. Everything's coming alive and growing and blooming and everything. But when her daughter has to go back down there for 6 months, it becomes fall and winter. The leaves fall off and change color, and the snow comes and everything kind of goes into hibernation and dies until the spring comes again when she comes home. So I figure this is about fall and winter for one thing. I think you're going to take some sort of action over this time, and you are trusting your instinct as well. It's very instinctual energy, and it's also very Sagittarius energy with this Knight of Rods. This is very Sagittarius energy. So you're trusting yourself at this time. You're believing in yourself. There's something that I think you could change. Something could change for you from the summer to the winter, not just the season, but in what you're doing, in what you're moving toward, okay, or what you're developing. And then you have the Six of Swords and Death. And the Six of Swords is moving away from any toxic energy, fighting and arguing and bickering and disagreeing, and lateral violence, gossiping, wanting not to have anything to do with that, because it's a trap. It's a devil trap, right? It is a trap. And so it's moving away from that, not participating in it. You could be moving literally somewhere else, or just joining a new group of friends, getting away from a certain group of people. How you want to communicate is peacefully, calmly, honestly. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Okay. And this means something's coming to an end. So this is a relationship who where you're living, where you're working, or how you did it before is coming to an end. And you want to get away from anything. Again, it's toxic energy. You want to leave it behind, cut it away right out of your life. In the cartomancy, you have the Jack of Spades. So the Jack of Spades is trouble. It could be a younger person in the family, the neighborhood, the friendship, at work that is causing trouble, or in trouble. They've got a chip on their shoulder. This person, a chip on their shoulder. Okay, but doesn't work. It doesn't work. People realize, or whoever needs to realizes, that this is coming from this person, not coming from anywhere else. This is going to cause you more work. You're going to get more work, more recognition. There's a plus in how much you're putting in your energy. This is a very physical card here. You may have some concerns, or there may be concerns around what you're doing. Like there is some sort of checkpoints or something it has to go through before you can develop it, I feel like. And so sometimes you don't know. There's a feeling you don't know if everything you're making, producing, developing is going to go through. But I don't think you got to worry, because here is the King of Clubs. this could be you, Sagittarius, or someone around you. This is usually a brown or hazel-eyed man, could be a woman too. It's just masculine energy. So some of us, I'm very masculine. I like to build things, I like to work outside, and I'm a kind of a tomboy, but I'm very creative as well. And so is the King of Clubs, is very creative, knows how to develop something, take it from an idea and make it more, knows the other parts that need to come in. So creative, and also energetic, experience, because it's a king, obviously. So this is definitely mature energy, and, this is very friendly energy too. So whilst you have someone in trouble, causing trouble, something like that, there is also very friendly energy here. Now, if you are the King of Clubs, you could be trying to do this work because you're concerned about this youngster, about this person who is in trouble, causing trouble, has a chip on their shoulder, something like that. And so you might do some work or try some ideas. You could be worried about them physically, but so I think that you might try and help, because the king is very friendly and about ideas, how a solutions kind of thing. Okay, because you're concerned about this person. So that's it, Sagittarius. Wow. You got the sun card one, two, three times. Um, a lot of, two aces, some major arcana where I can see transformation and change. You've made a choice, and you're choosing to be like this, do like this, um, feel like this. So it's a real good combination, but you or someone around you is being tempted by the devil, and you don't feel like there's anything you can do or say to change it. But part of me thinks that you're going to lead by example. You're going to be the teacher. You're going to say what you mean and mean what you say. You're going to walk your talk. And so that's very inspirational, I think, for others. They can see, well, if she can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean? It doesn't look that hard. I can do that. Right? So it's very inspirational. Anyway, you'll have to let me know. It's very, very interesting. Have a great September. I can't think of any celebrations that are going on in September, but it's the beginning of fall here in the Northern Hemisphere. This is my favorite season. I love this. The temperatures are even. It's not too hot, not too cold. There's nice breezes and beautiful colors, and I just love it. So we're not there yet, but we're kind of beginning it in late August. It kind of starts happening. Anyway, take care, and I will talk to you soon. Oh, by the way, I want to say thank you for the over 2,000. I think it's quite a lot of views on the August video. So I want to thank you. I'm glad you really liked it, or there was something in it for you. And anyway, thanks a lot. All right. Bye now.